Hey everybody, Card Bandit here. What I wanted to do today was follow up on the 2017 giveaway, which is pretty exciting because two of you will be winning two brand new decks, and one of you will be winning a 2016 Verts. So that is really exciting. Other than that, I just wanted to say that none of you got both of the card cuts right. I know it was a little tricky because I threw a couple curveballs at you, but none of you got both of them right. So if you guessed one of the card cuts right, that you're going to be entered into the giveaway. So that's essentially how it's going to work. All right. So as long as you got one of the card cuts right, voila, you're entered into the giveaway. How this video is going to work is I'm going to go through all 10 cuts, and if you see me doing the cut and I have an explanation on the cut and whatnot, that'll be one of the cuts that I came up with. If you see a clip that isn't me doing the cut, that's going to be a cut that I didn't come up with. So two of the 10 card cuts aren't mine, and you'll see which ones they are. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to go over the winners and do the draw. So if you want to see particular cuts that you guessed, I will leave timestamps in the description box below. And also, if you wanted to just skip to the end to find out who won, you can do that too. So without further ado, guys, let's get into seeing the card cuts and who created them. So the first cut I did is actually a cut called Throughput, and it sort of developed from two things. It developed from the scissor cut, which is one of my favorite moves of all time, and I use it a lot within cuts, and it also developed from another move of mine called Midnight Firefly. So the first cut, Throughput. So the second cut here is actually my own. It's a cut I call Techtonic Stag, which is because it combines elements from two different cuts with a transition that I came up with. So the first part here is actually the Stag cut by Jason Stoll, and then it goes into a transition that I created that is similar to a cut that I have called Slipknot, which I put up on Instagram. And then from here I go into the sort of stall from Techtonic Verb, and then I close it doing my own sort of closer. So that one's actually my own. So right now you should be seeing a video of the third cut, and this cut is called Krime. Now I picked up this move a while ago when I was first starting out in cardistry, and it was one of those really challenging cuts when I was starting that I really wanted to overcome. And it sort of helped develop some of my own style, so I thought I'd bring it back into this video here, but this move is not my own. So the number 3 move is not mine. So the next cut that you're seeing is the fourth cut, and this cut is actually called Flash. Now this cut came about from as a tribute to the first cut I ever created called Speedy, which is that one right there. So that's the first cut I ever created, and Flash is sort of like a tribute to that style. And I also saw the Verts do their cut Squeeze, I believe it's called, and I wanted something of a similar style, but that was my own move, so I came up with Flash. So the fifth cut, which you should be seeing on your screen right now, is a cut that I actually created called Remastered. Now why is this cut called that? Well, it's because I had to rework the opener, and then I ended up forgetting how to do the cut and what it was named, and then I remembered it, and I had to remaster it, and that's sort of where the name came from. So just a little backstory on the fifth cut, Remastered. So the sixth card cut, which you should be seeing on your screen right now, is actually a card cut that I like to call Modern Art. Now the reason it's called Modern Art is because partway through the cut I used to do a display that looked like a wonky sort of art piece, and this cut came about because I realized that at the time there wasn't a whole lot of card cuts that I did that actually utilized a fan within them, so I thought I'd come up with my own. The seventh card cut is actually a card cut called Angled. Now I came up with Angled as a combination of two other cuts. One was called Fluid and the other one's called Poleaxe, and those two cuts sort of really influenced that one right there, and I called it Angled just because of the way it looks. It's kind of jagged and angled, so the name was simple. But anyway, moving on to number 8. So the 8th card cut that was on the video is actually a card cut called Guide. Now, how did this card cut come about? I really don't know. I was just fiddling with cards as we cardists do, was trying to practice starting an opener by clipping the cards like this, and it sort of progressed from there. So that right there is Guide. So the next cut you should be seeing is actually a clip of a cut called Venus. Now this was a cut that was created on a channel called VegetableHero, and he used to do a whole bunch of videos, and I think he stopped doing YouTube now, but he used to be a really cool flourisher, and I really liked some of his stuff, and his style actually influenced mine quite a bit. So this cut Venus is not my own, and I'll leave a link to his channel where you can check out the video. And last but certainly not least, we come to the final card cut that I showed on the video, number 10, which is a card cut called Singularity. Now, Singularity is actually another cut that I had to rework. I knew that I was trying to work on a concept where I cut the cards with the back of the hand, or like the knuckles instead of the pads. And so, using that concept, I came up with the opener that you saw, and then I totally blanked on the rest of the cut after having not done it for a while. And I knew it had something to do with a single packet going around, which is why I had originally named it Singularity. And then I had to come up with a whole new cut, essentially, except for the intro, because I totally forgot the rest of it. So it ended up not being exactly what I wanted, but I kept the name of it, which is what you see today. Alrighty, so I've got the names of the people who are going to be entered into the draw. Just to show you, I've got names on like all of these pieces of paper. Okay, I really don't want to have to go through all of them. Alright, but essentially, got names on all the pieces of paper. And these names are going to get dropped into the super awesome magical beanie of wondrous adventure. That's exactly what I call it. It's a little bit lengthy, but it's a work in progress. Anyway, these are going to get thrown in there. They're going to get shaken up. Alrighty. And I'm going to reach in, grab a name out of the beanie. And this is Difer Jarrett. Or Garrett. Or something like that. I probably got the name wrong, but you can read it there. And that is the first winner of the giveaway. So you got the Verts deck and the Vanda playing cards, the purple Vanda playing cards. And I'm gonna reach in again. And voila. The next one is Paul Erdman. Alrighty. So you get the second place prize. And those are going to be the winners of the giveaway, guys. So Paul and Difer, if you guys want to send me your addresses via private message on YouTube or whatever, you can feel free to do that, and that way I can send you your prizes. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who participated in the competition. It really means a lot to me that you guys are commenting in the comment section. Some of you guys are giving me feedback on the cuts themselves, which I really appreciate, guys. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for a great 2016. Last year was awesome, and I really appreciate all the continued support on the channel this year in 2017. So, other than that, guys, if you liked it, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, you can leave a thumbs down. Either one, guys, I really appreciate the feedback. You can comment again in the comment section below. I just really enjoy interacting with you guys, so you can do that. Or you can subscribe if you really want to see more of this ugly mug. And other than that, just thank you guys so much again, and I will, as always, catch you later.